You know what, man? Hang on. Is this zoomed in? No, it's not zoomed in. You know what, man? I'm going to bed. Uh, Full disclosure. I've been sitting here screwing off since I made that contact with Jim. Kilo 4 Victor Bravo Hotel. And you know what, man? I'm just sitting here looking at this. Here, I wanted to show you something. You see how the antenna wire is hooked to that little extender, right? Get my SWR down nice and low and happy, because I'm a pinhead, man, at times. I'm not going to use an internal tuner unless I have to. But this little schmoe, I call him, wound on the FT12043. That was my first one. You see how the wire crosses over through the middle? Yeah, I reject that now. At least for the way I do things, with lots of taps. With a real high Z tap being one of them, right? 81 to 1. Pretty high Z, man. Talking about a 4,000 ohm tap there, you know? Well, this little schmoe here, he didn't have an 81 to 1 tap, and lately that's my favorite one. I wish I had a higher one. My next UNUN might have one. But you kind of need a bigger core. I'm reaching the limit on things with even the one we're going to look at, me winding, the FT140 size. This is an FT120. The 120 just indicates the diameter, 1.2 inches. But look at what I did, see, right? I took that white alligator clip, you see it? And I clipped it onto the 64 to 1 tap. I passed it through a couple more times. Which gets me, it would need 3 turns to get 81 to 1, but that got me up there, like I think 76 or 78 to 1. Gave me a nice happy little match. Anyway, I've been sitting here looking at this thing. You can do that with an UNUN. You want a different, you want an intermediary tap? You got a 25 to 1 and a 49 to 1. Or no, let's say you got a 9 to 1, then the next one's a 49 to 1. Yeah, hell, connect to the 9 to 1 and make yourself as many passes through the core as you want. You can have anything you want in between the two Z ratios, right? The turns don't have to be wound permanently. It'll work just as good. Experiment, man. Have fun. I do. And I have a lot of fun, too. That's why I've been sitting here, man. That 20-meter wire out there, my end-fed half-wave Desperation wire, yeah, I was on 20 meters, but I was also 6 feet over the ground and had a nice QSO with Jim down in Georgia. And then, you know, the fellow that chimed in, your S9 in Sebring, Florida, oh, I wish I knew his call sign, because I keep thinking about him doing that. Oh, I'm glad he did. Hey, dude, if you poor soul, if you stumble across this crap video, thanks, man. Thanks. Because that wire is 6 feet high. It's 6 feet high. And that guy that said your S9 in Sebring, or Sebring, I'm not sure. He was pounding in here, man. I don't know what kind of antenna or power he had. Sorry, I've pointed at that thing so long, but it fascinates me. I don't know what kind of power he had. Let's look at that. I highly recommend the CW, folks. You can have a lot of fun with it if you don't know it. But, ooh, he was strong. He was strong. And I was S9 in Florida with that thing? With that wire? You know what, man? Desperation antenna, yeah, you're not going to be desperate for long. That antenna's not going to stop you from communicating, is it? Jim, in Georgia, what did he say I was when I was 10 watts PEP? 5x5. He gave me a 5x5, I think it was. Wow. I'd have to look at the video again, but wow. 10 watts PEP. nobody can say that's not a real world as shit hits the fan power level. You're probably going to be capable of producing more than that if you really need to. But what if not? I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting. This is the last video that I will be posting until the ununwind. I promise. What I really need to do is destroy that one. Oh, man. You know what, man? Hey, Guitar Zen. You want to watch? Isn't it pretty? Isn't it shiny? You like that? Hey, Guitar Zen. You inspire me, man. When I finish winding the UNUN, I'm going to mention I'm going to mention 3 or 4 of my very favorite YouTubers, real YouTubers, that make content worth watching. They don't make garbage like I do. But then again, I'm an hour north of Detroit. What can anybody possibly expect out of me?